Hello everyone, welcome to AI Seeking the Truth, where you get the most off-the-rail stories that I get over here for sure. A lot of you have said this is becoming your favorite channel because of the off-the-rail content. There's definitely some really wild stuff here. And I don't think this encounter is going to fall short of anything we've put over here, so if you've enjoyed what's happened in the past, I think you're going to really enjoy this one, guys. I've lived by myself for as long as I can remember, embracing a peaceful existence as a bit of a hermit. My solitude has been occasionally interrupted by mysterious presence that has fascinated me for years. The elusive Bigfoot. At first, the sightings were rare and fleeting, but the sounds were unmistakable. I'd hear the rustling of leaves, the snapping of twigs, and the occasional low-pitched growl. It was as if Bigfoot was announcing his presence but keeping a safe distance. Over time, I grew accustomed to these encounters, and Bigfoot seemed to respect my space. He'd never bother anything. He was content to observe from afar. Our unspoken understanding allowed us to coexist peacefully with the going about my daily routine and Bigfoot roaming the surrounding woods. As the years passed, he began to feel a strange sense of comfort knowing that Bigfoot was out there, watching over me. It was a really weird arrangement, perhaps, but one that I could grow to appreciate. I've always had a different perspective on these mysterious creatures. While many people feared and avoided them, I believed they were gentle beings that meant no harm. I thought they were simply trying to live in harmony with the natural world, just like I was. My experiences with Bigfoot had only reinforced this belief, and I felt grateful to have had the opportunity to coexist with such an incredible creature. But one night everything changed. I was dumping scraps out the back door when I heard a loud, piercing scream. It was a sound that sent shivers down my spine, and before I could even react, everything went black. The next thing I knew, I was waking up at the bottom of the steps, my face and head throbbing in pain. I was covered in blood and my mind was foggy. I struggled to sit up, trying to piece together what had just happened. As I looked around, I realized that I must have been knocked unconscious, but I had no idea what had caused it. The scream still echoed in my mind, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something had attacked me. But what and why? Then I looked to my side and I saw my broken shovel lying on the ground. It was then that I realized the shovel must have been the culprit. Something had smashed it over my head. But why? I couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. Who gets attacked and smashed over the head in the middle of the night by a shovel by a creature that has never even remotely showed any kind of aggression? But the humor was short-lived, as I knew I had to take steps to secure my home. After that harrowing experience, I became obsessed with securing my property. I started barricading the doors at night, blocking the windows, and made sure to stop throwing out scraps after dark. It was a new routine, one that was driven by fear and caution. But despite my best efforts, I still had to let my dog Romeo out at night. He was a large Rottweiler. He needed to do his business, and I sure didn't want that pile on my floor, and I couldn't deny him that. So I carefully opened the door, letting him slip out into the darkness. One particular night, I remember watching Romeo make his way down the sheep barn area. The light from the house was still casting a faint glow, illuminating his path dimly. I stood there, watching him disappear into the shadows. Suddenly, Romeo started attacking something, and I saw that he had to be on top of it. My dog was shaking and screaming, acting like I had never seen before. He was fighting for his life. I ran and I grabbed my gun, starting to shoot into the air. But it didn't stop. The commotion was terrible, and Romeo's screams, they were war-piercing. I ran to my dog, knowing that this could be my demise as well. When I got there, I heard this thing laughing so hard, it was belly laughing. It was so damn scary, so wicked. Then I saw what was wrong with my dog. It had took my dog, grabbed him, and wrapped him up in the barbed wire fence along with the hot wire and I could smell my dog's fur actually cooking and burning. He was in pain. He was being electrocuted. I managed to summon the courage to turn off the power and carefully free Romeo from the barbed wire fence. It was a harrowing experience, but I was determined to save my loyal companion. After that terrifying night, I took drastic measures to secure my property. I installed lights everywhere, making sure that every corner of my land was illuminated. I also enlisted the help of my 2 cousins who are staying with me and are heavily armed. We're ready for anything that might come our way. I didn't mess with him. As the old story goes, Rambo, he drew first blood. So far, there have been no further incidents, and it seems that whatever was responsible for the attacks has retreated. But I'm not letting my guard down now. I'll continue to keep up everything that I'm doing, and I will keep you updated. The presence of my cousins has helped in keeping it away. I don't understand why all of a sudden this creature decided to attack me. It was out of the blue, and I felt like we were friends. And I think that is a mistake that you much talk about. Yeah, I do talk about that. You know, a lot of people think that Bigfoot's out there watching over you or that he's your friend. And, you know, a lot of people think that to coexist or to have the opportunity to coexist with such a creature is incredible. But I think that you are always on that dinner list. And I think that you're always on the menu, and I think that you're never truly its friend. You are something that it merely tolerates or uses until it no longer needs you. I'm glad your dog survived, and I'm glad you're doing good, and I'm glad you was able to get rid of it. Please keep me updated and let me know if it stays gone. What do you all think? Did he do the right thing by getting rid of it? And it's just a blessing they both made it out of this one. Thank you for listening, guys, and stay tuned to this channel. Subscribe if you like these, because we got a lot more off the rail encounters headed this way.